Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming into town today and foregoing probably the nicest Saturday morning that we've had this spring, so we do appreciate that very much. My name's Rick Lemonds. I'm General Manager since April of 2002, and I'm going to talk today about all sorts of different things, and hopefully I won't have to do too many push-ups later, Mr. President. Lake Country Power, in terms of providing electric service to the rural areas of northeastern Minnesota, has its challenges. 6 members per mile of line, very, very diverse service points, including homes and businesses, family farms, and thousands of lakeshore homes, including numerous island service points throughout the many lakes that dot our distribution system. But there are alternatives. Now, I'm not trying to knock the suburban living. My wife and I, we lived in Washington, D.C. for several years, but we all make choices in life. So you see lots of homes in these pictures. And from a utility perspective, more density means you can recover costs easier through the sheer fact that you can spread costs among more people in shorter distances. And for most of us who choose to live in northern Minnesota or spend our weekends or holidays getting away from it all, making the decision to live and work and play here because we like the advantages that rural living offers. And certainly, those reasons vary. So what's the real difference? First, we don't serve homes every 100 feet. We may serve 6 homes per mile of line. And how does that affect us? And the answers likely vary. The benefits are many. And just like the credit card commercial, you can't put a price on some of the benefits that life in our region brings. It can be hard to put into perspective the value that electric service contributes to the quality of this life, but I'm going to try to do that today. I'd like to spend the rest of my time this morning just talking about what we do, why we give back to the communities we serve, how we're working to keep rates affordable for the members, and what we're doing to meet your growing expectations with investments to improve reliability and the convenience of doing business with your cooperative. After all, it's not 1936 any longer. And the economics of serving the rural areas hasn't changed all that much in the last 75 years. Up on the map, you can see our 8 locations. We cover an area that's nearly 11,000 square miles. Larger than the states of Delaware, Vermont, and New Hampshire combined. We operate and maintain nearly 8,200 miles of line. And in 2010, your service reliability averaged 99.99% availability. So on average, we were out of electricity for less than 8 hours per member. Day or night, as President Wallen mentioned earlier this week, we had linemen that were working all night. Sunshine or blizzard, we are here to serve you 24/7. But a lot of the service goes unseen. From a member perspective, our product has changed very little in the last 75 years. It has the same color. It has the same shape. And it has the same smell. But the service expectation, the expectation of the member, has changed quite a bit. And we've risen to that challenge. It's more than simply keeping the lights on, your batteries charged, your food cold, or your water warm. It's the various billing options via the website, straight from your bank account. And now we're reading over 99% of the meters from our office. Last year, we took almost 92,000 phone calls from members, and we introduced a new feature for outbound calling to alert you when we have a planned outage in your area. We processed over 22,000 rebates. That's 1 for every 2 members. And returning $565,000 back to the membership through rebates. And we provided expert advice on conservation and energy efficiency improvements. And the website that Dick mentioned earlier is used by members at all hours of the day to access information about the cooperative and the issues impacting your electric bill and the status reports of outages. We demonstrate the co-op difference by giving back through a commitment to community. 75 years ago, it was demonstrated by simply stringing the electric lines to the rural areas. Today, co-ops set ourselves apart by offering programs that save you money on electric bills, make our communities better places to live, and by informing members about issues that affect your cooperative. So far, we've returned $23 million in patronage capital. The budget for 2011 is $2 million. Last year, we returned over $1.5 million in patronage. The highly successful Operation Roundup program, where members have contributed almost $1 million to charitable organizations since 2004, and another $88,000 since 2007 for high school and community college scholarships. But the difference doesn't end there. New this year is a program called the Co-op Connections Card, a member-only discount program at participating local and a few national businesses. Most of you have already received your cards, but everyone will receive their card by the end of June. Right now we have 62 participating businesses. And why do we do this? To provide value to members and to help drive more local traffic to local businesses. And there's programs like the Green Touch program, where we help sponsor the state park system, and the 2011 Touchstone Energy Community Award to Ruby's Pantry of Brookston, where the $500 award will go towards stocking food shelves for those in need. And of course, working to keeping members informed. 45 face-to-face meetings the last 2 years, and more than a dozen to be held in 2011. President Wallen alluded to the member vote that took place last year. For the third time since 1980, members said no to regulation under the MPUC. This was a costly and time-consuming process with the cooperative spending over $300,000. And many employees and members deserve special thanks for helping the cooperative. So this spring, we worked closely with legislators to put the members back on the level of co-ops around the state. Members still have the right to petition the state, but the state law changed this year to require 5% co-op members to petition for PUC regulation rather than 1%. And this reversed an amendment that was passed in 2000 that applied only to Lake Country Power. The primary rate driver in recent years has been the cost of wholesale power. Of late, it has been difficult, almost impossible, to plan around the economic and emotional issues such as climate change, EPA rulemaking, and legislative uncertainty. Our panel discussion later today will shed some light on this very important topic. Wholesale power now accounts for about 55% of your electric bill, and so we continue to work very closely with Great River Energy to hold down costs. And as President Wallen mentioned, we have 2 of our directors who sit on GRE's board. Our total cost for wholesale power has almost doubled in the last 10 years, and GRE is projecting a 5% increase in each of the next 3 years. And there are many factors that come into play: growth, renewable energy mandates, conservation requirements, environmental upgrades at power plants, legislation and other public policy, the cost of fuel, and market prices for excess power. Members are aware of our rising rates, which means the board and management is very aware, and so far we've held the line on rates in 2011. A rate study that we commissioned last year is now complete, and we are expecting a rate adjustment in 2012, or perhaps sooner if conditions warrant. When we take a look at the costs that make up the electric bill, note that the margins, those are required by our lenders, wholesale power, and the depreciation and the interest costs for the distribution plant that we have in service make up almost 75% of your electric bill in 2011. And just 13% of that bill is labor and benefits. Our goal is to continue to work together to keep rates affordable so that you can feed the appliances that improve the quality of life. Whether that is running your computer so that you can talk to someone across the country or across the world, charging your phone, watching your favorite team, which has been difficult of late, or cooking a little toast to go with the ham and eggs for breakfast. Wendy and I have 3 boys, 3 teenage boys at home, and they require a lot of sustenance. So we're at the grocery quite a bit, and we buy a lot of milk, which is a good thing. Yesterday, we paid $3.85 a gallon for milk. That's more than the cost of a day's worth of electricity. Everything electricity does for you, and it costs less than a gallon of milk per day. Finally, here's a few images of our 125 employees working for you day in, day out to make sure electricity works for you. Earlier this year, employees accepted cuts in wage increases to help to hold the line on rates. And we are reducing the size of the workforce through an early retirement option to minimize the impact on your electric bill. I appreciate very much today's employees, and I am thankful to the co-op's pioneers like Bob Anderson, who was in the video earlier, bringing power into areas that no one else would serve because it costs too much and yields little, if any, return on investment for other utilities. The cooperative was started by people working together, and that is exactly how we will ensure its success. And we will continue to work 24/7, delivering more than just electricity, delivering value for the energy that powers your lives. Thank you.